Well, it is time now for a rundown on some of our Monday morning news, the national and international scene. You've probably heard by now that Chuck Berry died. And a lot of other things happened this weekend. I mean, look, he was 90. He had a musical career. A lot of people looked up to him. That's great. But did you know that a man was arrested for a bomb threat at the White House over the weekend? Yeah, apparently he drove up to the gate in a stolen car and said there's a bomb in the trunk. I think he also mentioned this as a test or something like that. Well, it turns out he didn't have a bomb, but now he's facing charges. There was also a very terrifyingly realistic drill that was held on the Thames River over the weekend. Anti-terror police, basically some of them, they were all police, some of them role players, some of them, the invaders, playing out the scenario of what if terrorists commandeered a pleasure boat on the Thames River. Absolutely terrifying in terms of the images that came out. I don't know, would you want the police to announce to people, hey, we're going to be having a drill? Or do you want them to just do drills and not tell people? I don't know if you heard, there was also an attack at an airport in France, the Orly International Airport in Paris. Apparently the attacker had phoned his father before he went to the airport to let him know that he had screwed up with some kind of an incident with a gendarme before he then went to the airport and screwed up some more by shooting several other people before he was shot dead. They say that the man had been radicalized. A former ambassador from the UK to the United States is calling the latest White House wiretap claims, quote, gratuitously damaging. He's saying that the actions right now of Trump and his team are likely to hurt relations between the U.S. and Britain. Right now, it looks like Damascus has been seeing a lot of fierce battles over the weekend after a rebel attack. The government there has claimed to have regained control. And in Mosul, there's been a focus on the al-Nuri Mosque. That's the one where al-Baghdadi made his claims of being the caliph. Apparently, the fighting there has been quite intense. Not sure about the details because not a whole lot have come out yet. A U.S. diplomat was expelled from New Zealand over the weekend. Apparently there was some kind of police inquiry. The embassy wouldn't turn the guy over, and so the New Zealand authorities said, well, then get him out of the country, which they did. The only thing they would say is that he left the country with a black eye and a broken nose. It could be an interesting story there, but we don't know the rest of it yet. Also, latest on the whole collusion between Trump and Moscow, no evidence thus far, according to Congress. Also, Germany, a little upset over the latest tweets from Trump over the weekend. Trump claimed that Germany owes NATO and the U.S., quote, vast sums of money for their defense. And Germany has come out and, well, the representatives from the German government have come out to say, no. NATO doesn't keep track like that. We don't owe anything. We are part of the partnership. And, well, it's interesting because if we had a private security arrangement in the first place, we probably wouldn't have these issues. You're paying for somebody else's security with other people's money. Just throwing that out there for you. All right. Looks like Hillary Clinton is still searching for her new role in the Democratic divisions. And an interesting story out of Boston. The public schools there have switched maps. Instead of using the Mercator projection map, they're now using the lesser-known Peters projections. Actually, some of my friends from college may remember I actually got a hold of that Peters projection map back in college and put it on my wall. And everybody's like, no, that doesn't look right. The reason why it doesn't look right is that we have grown up with this other map being taught to us. This is what we were always shown. It put Europe pretty much at the center of the world, and it showed Alaska almost as big as Mexico. It showed Greenland almost as big as Africa. Those were distortions. And this new map, it's actually not that new. It's been around for quite some time, decades in fact. It aims to correct those distortions to show the actual shape of the continents and the actual size of the continents in relation to the rest of the world. And I'll tell you what, when you see how massive Africa is compared to itty-bitty Europe, you really have to wonder how it is that so many things have happened over the years. Anyway, last story I got for you, just something to kind of chew on. Looks like a European rocket scientist team has pledged to make a private moon landing next year. So, human beings may be back on the moon as soon as 2018. We'll keep our eye on that one for you, and make sure you check out the commentary today. Red pill or blue pill? Do you want to go back to the way things were? Or are you satisfied being in a place where you're not satisfied because you know too much? Something to think about. If you like what I'm doing, support me either through Patreon or by buying a subscription at radiofreespeech.com. Thanks.